Hello and welcome back to another breaking news update. My name is Jimmy Boyd and you are watching Boyd News. I want to thank you all for tuning in today. Really appreciate you being here. I've got some breaking news coming out from Yemen. Kind of just want to fill you guys in on what's going on over there with the Houthis and the United States and the UK with this whole US-led coalition going on down there in the Red Sea. Right now, as you can see here on the screen, as of today, there were massive protests again. This is not the first time, but there have been multiple protests. But again today, the people of Yemen have gathered in the capital of Sana'a. Tens of thousands of people, maybe even hundreds of thousands. It's hard to really tell here. And they're having massive protests. I've got some footage here I want to show you guys. And I kind of just want to get you up to speed, get you up to date on what's going on down there in Yemen. There hasn't been a whole lot of major breaking information coming out. But there has been some events that have happened that I think I should fill you guys in on, and that way everybody's caught up to date on what's happening in Yemen. So go ahead and take a look at this here. This is a video from Yemen down in the capital. So let me show you this real quick. All right, so as you can see here, massive protests, tens of thousands of people, maybe hundreds of thousands, who knows, in support of the Palestinians in Gaza. So clearly, the people of Yemen are still upset at what's going on, and also the Houthis have stated that they would not stop these attacks in the Red Sea without Israel, ending their war in Gaza. Okay, so clearly, the people of Yemen are still very upset. Just wanted to show you that real quick and let you know what's going on over there in terms of a protest. So, yeah, lots of people gathered there. So I've got some news that I want to share with you, a few articles here on what's going on. Let's take a look at this first one. So, top Houthi leader claims they're at war with the U.S. I thought this was very interesting when this came out. At first, I thought this was like a full-blown declaration. I don't think this is really like a declaration of war. I guess it is in a way, but it's not. But they're just claiming that they're at war with the U.S. And I thought this was interesting as well, that right after this came out, as of like late last night, Biden and the Pentagon basically was saying, no, they were denying the claim, saying, no, we're not at war with Yemen. No, that's not going on. The Pentagon said that, Biden said it, they're not at war. Okay, immediately denying the claim. So apparently we're not at war, and we're just basically doing self-defense kind of stuff going on over there is what it seems like. At least that's what they're saying. So the U.S. military attacked Houthi targets inside Yemen for the 5th time in retaliation for attacks in the Red Sea. So yes, I think it was yesterday we conducted a 5th strike. I can't believe it's been 5 already, but there's going to be more of them, guys. There's probably going to be 10, 20, 30, who knows. They're just going to continue striking Yemen for as long as is necessary to protect the Red Sea. It's just going to keep happening. That's all we can do, really. While Israel is, wrapping up their operation down in Gaza. The Biden administration formally redesignated the Houthis as a terrorist organization. And looks like the top commander is who claimed that they were at war with the U.S., top commander of the Houthis, I should say. So, yeah, very interesting. I just wanted to share that with you and let you know. it was immediately denied by the Biden administration, but they did say that they were at war with the U.S. So even though the Biden administration in the United States is saying, "Oh, we're not at war with you," doesn't mean that they can't just continue to carry on with this war. Because something that I brought up a little while back was what will happen. Let's say the Gaza war ends with Israel and Hamas, right? And let's say the Houthis don't stop these attacks. They just keep doing it for whatever reason to provoke the U.S. and NATO or whoever to go to war with them, because maybe they're still going to want revenge after. What if that happens? What if they still want revenge even though the war in Gaza ends? I thought about that, and that's very possible that could happen. We won't know until the war in Gaza ends, but they could be claiming they're at war, but and then if even though we deny it, they could continue to push for this war. You know what I mean? So I thought that was interesting that came out. I wanted to share that with you. Here's another article. Biden admits Houthi strikes haven't worked yet, as U.S. hits Yemen again and says more are coming. So Biden admitted Thursday that a series of U.S. strikes targeting Iran-backed Houthis in Yemen has not succeeded in stopping the terror group's attacks on the Red Sea shipping. Are the airstrikes working in Yemen? A reporter asked Biden. And he said, well, when you say working, are they stopping the Houthis? No, he said. Are they going to continue? Yes. So he's basically saying they're admitting that their airstrikes that they have launched on Yemen are ineffective, and they are not completely, and by completely I mean like 100% degrading their ability to fire back into the Red Sea and attack commercial vessels, because we just had an attack on a ship yesterday. I'll kind of go over that here in just a minute. So clearly, these Houthis still have the ability to keep attacking in the Red Sea. So the most that we're really going to be able to do over there, aside from larger and larger scale attacks on Yemen, is really just every single time they bring out a few ballistic missiles, we're going to have to try to target them and locate them as soon as possible using surveillance, and then go bomb them right away before they launch them, or, right when we see them start to set them up, we're going to have to bomb them. And we're just going to have to keep doing this, just as President Biden said here. We're going to have to keep doing that in order to protect the Red Sea, because what else can we really do? There's not much else we can do. So I also have a press release here from CENTCOM. We'll take a look at this. So this is in regards to a ship that was attacked just yesterday. Okay. Third Houthi terrorist attack on commercial shipping vessel in 3 days. So this was on January 18th, just yesterday. On January 18th at approximately 9 p.m. Sanaa time, Iranian-backed Houthi terrorists launched 2 anti-ship ballistic missiles at the MV Chem Ranger, a Marshall Islands flag U.S.-owned Greek-operated tanker ship. This was a tanker ship. The crew observed the missiles impact the water near the ship. There were no reported injuries or damage to the ship. The ship has continued underway. So, I did hear some reports as well that the Houthis were claiming that they targeted and struck this ship. And then the U.S. is saying, no, the ship was targeted, but it wasn't hit. The missiles impacted, as you can see here, the water near the ship. So the ship was not directly hit, supposedly. And in a lot of ways, I'm starting not to believe much when it comes to the U.S., because we just had a ship that was attacked the other day. I think it was called the Genco Picardy. And the U.S. put out CENTCOM put out a press release as well for that ship saying, oh, yes, it was struck, and the ship has continued its journey. Everybody's fine, no injuries, no nothing. But then just a few hours later, we get another report that the Indian Navy had to go and rescue the people on this ship, and they didn't really say why. But they had to go rescue them, and I actually made a video on this. If you want to go check out my page, I have a whole video explaining that whole scenario that happened, and I just thought it was very mysterious, and somebody may be lying there or trying to cover up something, or I'm not sure, but I found a discrepancy there in two different we had the CENTCOM press release and then articles coming out that were saying two different things. One saying that the ship was hit and everything's fine, they continue their journey. The other one is saying, no, we had to go rescue them and get all the people off the ship, even though they were able to distinguish the fire when the missile hit the ship. So, yeah, so they're saying again, this ship continued. Maybe it'll continue and it'll be just fine. But, yeah, I thought that was interesting. Just wanted to share that information for you. So this ship was targeted but not hit, thankfully. But this was just yesterday after we've launched 5 strikes on Yemen, and clearly they still have the ability to attack ships in the Red Sea. So it looks like this is going to continue, and I think what we're going to be seeing is just a back and forth, attacks from the Houthis, attacks from the U.S., attacks from the Houthis. It's just going to go back and forth, and we'll see if there's any other escalation further than that. I'm still waiting for. I hope it doesn't ever happen. But I'm still waiting for like a U.S. Navy ship to get hit. Okay, if one of our ships get hit, not just a commercial vessel, I think we're going to see a massive response if that happens. But that has yet to be seen. Hopefully, it does not happen, and hopefully things don't get to that point. But that's a major risk with putting these warships and carriers and everything over here in this area where they can be targeted. So here's another press release here from CENTCOM. U.S. CENTCOM destroys Houthi terrorists anti-ship missiles. This was yesterday as well. As part of an ongoing multinational effort to protect freedom of navigation and prevent attacks on maritime vessels in the Red Sea, on January 18th, U.S. Central Command forces conducted strikes on 2 Houthi anti-ship missiles that were aimed into the southern Red Sea and were prepared to launch. U.S. forces identified the missiles in Houthi-controlled areas of Yemen at approximately 3:40 p.m. Sanaa time and determined they were an imminent threat to merchant vessels and U.S. Navy ships in the region. U.S. forces subsequently struck and destroyed the missile in defense. So I believe this was the 5th attack that I was just mentioning when we launched our 5th strike. I believe that was just yesterday. So there were a few missiles that were targeted, and we basically just blew them up. So that seems like the most that's really been happening down there. It's kind of gotten a little quiet, and I'm wondering if maybe it's because the Houthis have been degraded to a pretty large degree. Okay, that's what I'm thinking. Because the attacks were like so frequent in the beginning, and now they're starting to slow down a little bit. And when we do target these ballistic missiles, we seem to only be taking out a few at a time. So they're definitely being kind of conservative with their missiles, and they're trying to strategically locate them in different areas so that way they're not targeted again so quickly. Because I would believe that they've got to be pretty fast when they want to launch these, because the U.S. has spy planes in the air. I'm sure we got drones up in the air watching all of Yemen right now. So anytime they try to bring these missiles out, we're going to target them right away and bomb them immediately the minute that they try to set them up, assuming that we can catch them in time. So that's basically the latest going on here in Yemen. Just wanted to give you a quick update and let you guys know what's going on here. If any other information comes out or if something major happens over here, I will definitely update you guys. But it seems like right now, majority of the Middle East attention is now being directed towards Iran and Pakistan. There was that exchange of fire there where Iran was launching some ballistic missiles into Pakistan, and then a day later, Pakistan retaliates and attacks Iran as well. So that seems to be where the attention is now being redirected over there. So now Yemen's not getting a whole lot of attention. But according to this protest here that you see on the screen, clearly there's still a lot going on down there, and the people of Yemen are still very upset. So expect more attacks and more escalation down here, and we will see what happens in the coming days. But that's the latest update on the Yemen situation down here in the Red Sea. So hopefully you got something out of this today. If you enjoyed this content, please subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button on the video. I'd really appreciate it. Hope you guys have a great day. We'll see you on the next one. Take care and God bless.